Good evening. I am Michael, son of Michael, and I'm here with another video. Now, today I have a question for believers. Why do some of us in certain churches, maybe even certain denominations, do the church-isms? Now, what do I mean by church-isms? In some churches, it's commonplace to do a call and response kind of thing. Say this, or like the person who's speaking or teaching will say to the congregation, say this, or tell your neighbor, or look to your neighbor and do that. A lot of directions, verbal direction giving. I've never responded well to the call and response thing. Actually, that was one of the things that kept me away from the church. Why do we do that? I understand the need to hold one's attention, but when we spend 10 minutes talking about why you should give money to the place, I don't understand. I don't understand. I experienced that today. I went to a, because if I could actually, at my main church, if we had service every single day, I would go. And I'm sure a lot of people would. But what is with the excessively long explanation of why we have to give? I mean, everybody knows the importance of giving. We've all given and we've all received at some point in our lives. So why do all that? Seems to be ulteriorly motivated to me. Also, in certain other churches, there might be some jumping up and dancing and screaming and yelling and doing all this stuff. And I can't tell if it's to be seen. Are you trying to be seen? Because God knows the heart. Do you know that God knows the heart? I don't understand. Why do all, if that's really how you communicate in life, I guess, maybe if you're being authentic, but why do all that? Because really, you might distract the person who really needs to stay here and is looking for a reason to leave, like me. So, between the excessive affirmations, or the excessive tithe and offering speeches, to the it's just to the call and response thing. I just don't understand that. I don't need to tell my neighbor anything that I'm not already going to tell them. If you're telling me to tell somebody something or to do something, then I didn't do it authentically from my own mind, which means that I'm being false. I'm only doing what you tell me to do. Now, why do we have that in the church? That's not of God. There's nowhere in the Bible that says that's how we're supposed to do it. Jesus and his disciples, the apostles, did not do that. There was nowhere in the Bible where they said, look to your neighbor. Tell your neighbor this or tell your neighbor that. No. Why do we do that? It makes no sense to me, and it bothers me. And it kept me out of church. All those things that I listed kept me out of church for a long time. These videos that I do, it's just, when things come to my mind, I kind of, I put it out there. I don't write down anything beforehand. Not that that makes me special or unspecial. It's just the truth. I like to speak from the heart. Now, I just don't understand. Tell your neighbor, look to your left, look to your right. Say this and say that. Hoop and holler, let me hear you. Let me hear your praise. Let me hear you. Shout louder. A whole lot of ordering around. And God gets lost in the mix. It becomes more of a show than anything else. It's a show. Are we here to worship, or are we here to show out and perform? Some are there to perform, though they never admit it. I don't judge them or condemn them. It just is what it is. Some are there to perform. And if you have a discerning heart, then you can tell who is who from what. Usually, the first to speak is the last to listen. So, yeah, it bothers me. And I don't really, when I see that stuff in a church, I'll give it another chance. Like today, I went to a church, a different church, and it was my second time going there. Not the churches I usually go to, because I go to a bunch of them, just to see. But yeah, no, I went. This is my second time going to this one. I figured, let me give it another chance. Maybe I was, maybe I judged it wrong, or maybe, let me see if what I think it is, if it really is that. And it really is that, and more. So I don't think I'll be going back, but nothing on them. Maybe that works for them. It just doesn't work for me. I don't like to be led around like a puppy as if I don't know what I'm doing, or as if I don't know what to tell my neighbor, or when to. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's too much. We need to cut off. We need to trim the fat when it comes to worshiping God in God's house and sharing His word. All this extra excess stuff that we've added to church, all these church-isms that we've added to church, it's turning people off, and it turned me off for a long time. But luckily now, I kind of have learned how to kind of pick my crowd better, pick my fellowship better, But it took me years. It's not easy, so I can understand. I feel for the person who's where I was a few years ago, step one, day one, just trying to figure it out. Don't know where to go, who to trust, where to turn, that kind of thing. It takes prayer and diligence. You got to just keep trying, But I stayed away for a long time. But yeah, we gotta do better, y'all. Especially the body of Christ. But anyway, you guys, thank you for joining me this evening. Hope you enjoy the rest, and I love you all. Goodbye.